Meanwhile, a major concealed carry bill has passed the U.S. House. The bill makes it easier for gun owners to carry legally concealed weapons across state lines. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi slamming the vote, saying in a statement, just 2 months after the sickening attacks in Las Vegas and Sutherland Springs, Republicans have decided to honor the families of the victims by passing a stunningly dangerous bill that opens the floodgates to guns. Our next guest survived the Las Vegas massacre that left 58 dead and says he wishes the bill would have been in place during the shooting. Joining us right now is Dan Watkins, the survivor, along with the author of the bill, North Carolina Republican Congressman Richard Hudson. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, Dan, let's start with you. I understand that initially, we now know that the shooter was up on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay, but initially you thought it was somebody ground level making their way through the crowd, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I think as we heard the sound initially, by the end of the first volley, it was apparent to me that it was probably gunfire, and I started looking to my right where the strip was to see where the shooter was. I expected them to be on the ground.
And you wished this particular bill that has passed the House would have been in effect then. Why?
Well, I have an office, and my partner and I have offices in Southern California, Nevada, and then I have a son in Arizona, and I travel on the road back and forth a lot to these different locations, and I've thought about in the past getting a license to carry a concealed weapon just for safety in the travel, and then some of what I do work-wise presents a little bit of a threat. But the rules in California don't make it very easy.
Right.
Once if I was to get it in Nevada, it wouldn't really help me in California, so I just kind of tabled it. Had I been able to carry, and the shooter was on the ground, it would have been nice to have that ability to protect myself and my family and those around me.
Absolutely. Congressman, some on the political left are saying that this particular bill will increase crime. What do you say to them?
Well, unfortunately, facts are a tough thing, and the facts just don't bear out the doomsday scenarios that Nancy Pelosi and others try to portray. In states, there are 12 states out there that actually have constitutional carry, which means you don't have to have a permit to concealed carry as long as you're not federally prohibited from having a firearm. And in those states, once they instituted this freedom, crime went down. Gun crime went down. And so the statistics just don't bear this out. There's another study that was done in Florida and Texas showed that law enforcement officers, when they're off duty, commit more crimes than concealed carry permit holders. So we're talking about law-abiding citizens trying to do the right thing.
Absolutely. And, Congressman, it does not override state gun laws, right?
Absolutely not. Every state and municipality retains the right to determine the laws for their own state or municipality in terms of what can be carried, where it can be carried. We don't in any way infringe upon that. This bill doesn't in any way increase the amount of guns on the street, doesn't make it easier to get your hands on guns.
Right.
All it says is like a driver's license, each state has to recognize the license from each other state.
All right. Well, let's see where it goes from here. Next stop, the U.S. Senate. Richard and Dan, we thank you very much for joining us live today.